Hi there. Welcome to the By a Thread podcast with Dr. Marci. I'm Dr. Marci, and this is a podcast for moms and women who feel like they just are making it through their day. They're barely hanging on, and they want to get to the point where they go from just surviving to thriving. So this podcast is for you if you want to turn your chaos into calm. So as I said, I'm Dr. Marci. I'm a pediatrician and a kidney doctor. So I take care of kids who have kidney disease on a daily basis. Because of this, I have a heart for sharing medical knowledge. So a lot of the content on this podcast will be focused around your health and the health of your family. Now, this podcast actually was set to start about 4 to 5 months ago, but in true God fashion, I had to live the storm before I could speak about it. People say that if you say you want to do something or accomplish something, God is going to put you through that trial. And true enough, about four to 5 months ago, I felt like I was hanging on by a thread. I had planned to start the podcast. I was talking with a friend about having her be on the podcast. And just looking back at our text message chain, just 4 hours after confirming that she would be on the podcast, my life completely changed. And of course, this was in an unexpected way. And so over the last few months, I've gained a lot of knowledge and skills around how to push forward even when life is kind of crumbling around you. When it's hard to get up every day and it's hard to put one foot in front of the other, what are the things that you can have in place or the ways that you can think that will facilitate your ability to move forward? Now, we all have different challenges, and I am by no means an expert on anything, maybe except for health. But when it comes to being a mom and a woman, we need that expertise that we all share within ourselves. And so I will be bringing other moms to share whatever experiences they've gone through so that we can learn from them as well. So there are 3 pillars to this podcast. The first is the mindset, and it really is focusing on what we think as a mom, because believe it or not, we all share similar patterns of belief, and if we really get those patterns of belief under control, I believe that it will provide freedom to a lot of us as moms. So for instance, when I first had my daughter, who's now 9, I felt responsible for every little thing. I felt like I needed to correct every action. I felt like I needed to protect her from every possible thing. And I think we share that as moms. I think that's a common feeling. But it took me some time to realize that that just wasn't possible. And it also is not my responsibility to be her ultimate protector. For me, that looked like putting my faith and putting her in God's hands and feeling free that as long as I can do my best, God is there to handle the rest. So really reframing those mindsets and helping free ourselves by giving ourselves grace, I think is essential for being a mom and a woman in this world. So that's the first pillar. Really focused around your mindset and making sure to adopt a healthy pattern of thinking. The next pillar is what I call the systems pillar. And this is really about what does the day-to-day planning look like so that when hard things happen in life, you have something to fall back on. So I am a huge planner. I plan everything. I plan my week. I plan my days down to the hours. I plan what I'm accomplishing that week. If I'm being really good, I plan what we're going to have for dinner, but that hasn't been happening recently. But because I have these patterns, when life got hard a little bit ago, it was initially very derailing, but I remembered I can get a system in place to allow me to move forward in life so that I am not having to run through a life that seems unpredictable. Instead, I can make it much more predictable in the areas that I can control. And so we'll talk about organization and planning as well in order to allow you to have those systems that serve as the fallback for when you do go through challenging times. And then finally, the third pillar is the pillar of knowledge. And that's really just me sharing my medical expertise and weighing in on those health-related topics, especially in today's world. And so that could be anything like talking about the flu shot. What is it for? How does it help prevent the flu? Is it safe? Yes, the flu shot is safe, but I want to empower you as moms and as members of your own families to be able to feel comfortable about making those decisions when it comes to your health, especially because there are competing thoughts within this world that may say the wrong things. So those are our 3 pillars, and if that sounds of interest to you or a mommy in your life, feel free to follow this podcast or share this podcast with them. I am excited to share what I know and to share the knowledge from women around me on the By a Thread podcast. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you more.